Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys how to fix a crooked wall. Now the fella here, he gave it his best shot. It didn't do too bad, but it's cockeyed here and there, kind of like a dog's hind leg. Anyway, what you guys would do if you're going to try to do something like this, I could fix it with a hawk and trowel, but I'll show you how bad off it is or how crooked it is. Okay, I'm going to lay this right where I need this. This is a guide. It's a template, a 2x4, and it has to be wet, guys. If this is a dry 2x4, when I fill this up with stucco and Jay pulls it off up and sideways, all the mud's going to come right off. But this is where we want to be. We're about we're a bit off over here. Can you see that? That's how far we are off. And it's about, an inch and a half. So what we're going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to fill this up just a little bit with a hawk and trowel. Then Jason's going to put that camera he's on a tripod. And he's going to hold this for me right here. If I didn't have Jay today, I'd have to put a screw here and here. Actually, I just use my hand tools and fix it. But if I wanted it easier for myself, I'd plant this 2x4 right here. Remember, the 2x4 got to be wet. So, okay, now that we've got that settled, here's what I'll do, guys. I'll take a little bit of mud out of here. And, we're using Eisenwall. What is Eisenwall? It's a rapid set stucco. If you go to Home Depot, you can buy Eisenwall. They just call it a different name. They call it rapid set. Rapid set does make Eisenwall. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is, because this needs to be a little bit fuller, is I'm making it a little bit fuller. And then Jay's going to put that camera down. He's going to get over here and hold this with the 2x4. So again, what we got to do is make this just a little bit fuller, guys. And keep in mind, we're professionals. I say that because I was looking at this over here and I said, now those guys, they didn't do too bad a job for homeowners. They said they weren't homeowners, those were professionals. And I thought, they covered the wood right here. And if these guys are professionals, I'd give them a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. If they're homeowners, I'd give them a 7, because at least they gave it their best shot. Anyway, we're going to do a little bit better than that because we are professionals. So, Jay, I'm going to set this 2x4 right about where I need it. And what we got here, guys, is, now you see I put this stucco in here. That's just because when I put stucco here, if it's a humongous gap, it is not going to adhere. So let me get it right where I think it's fine and dandy. And I'd say beautiful right there. I put a hand right here and the knee right there. Okay, guys, I'm going to be in my own way. All right. So I'm going to get on my hands and knees just so I'm not in my own way. The things I do for video stuff. Okay. Well, I will go this way because I can plaster with both hands and have a seat so the camera can see. All right. What I want to do is I want to fill this up here. So if I plaster this way here and this way, I won't be in my own way. Here I need quite a bit more to get this. Another thing you probably cannot see and won't notice is the original stucco. I wet it. Why wet the original stucco? That's so it has a mechanical bond. What is stronger, a mechanical bond versus a chemical bond. Mechanical bond every time. On this wall here, which you can't see, I've got blue, and it's weldcrete. It's simply a bonding agent, but again, a mechanical bond is porousness. This sucks up to this, and that's mechanical. Way stronger than a chemical bond. All right, so I'm going to be in my own way again here. What I want to do is get this corner fixed where it comes up top where the 2x4 is not long enough. I'll just get that by eyeball. I'm going to mess with that corner right here. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Okay. So now I'm going to press harder. I don't want to get it all over you.
This is why I wear a hat every day, guys.
That works. Okay, now that I got that, I'm going to skim it one time. A little bit more here. I got to push hard because we're only going 1/8 of an inch over this, but a couple inches over the corner. I'd say if you could hang on to it for another couple minutes, I'll finish it and plaster against the grain, meaning I'll get it from this side so the camera can show it. I'll put a lot of pressure here, guys. That's like lifting a 30-pound dumbbell right there. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Then, to further that pressure, I'll use my other hand. Because again, what I'm trying to do is fill this side and give it enough pressure to adhere only 1/8 of an inch over where it's already built way out. It's built too far out here and not enough there. So we've got to account for that. Take some of this, put it at the bottom, take a little bit more right there. And now one more time, straight up. A lot of pressure. Okay, one more hawkful.
You may want to drag here as well.
Yeah, I'm going to drag that after this last hawkful. Okay, so see to get out of my own way. A lot of pressure. This mud is stiff, and I had to have it stiff so it was sticking here. If it's soupy like water, it's not going to adhere or stick. Same thing, basically. Okay, so I get a little rock out. Now here's where I follow the piece of wood. That wood is a template or a guide. It's our so-called rod. I don't have a steel rod on the truck that is 8 foot, so we found a 2x4 that would work. Now, one more time and then Jay can pull this. And here's the thing, guys. If he pulls this way, it all comes off. If this is dry, it all comes off. He's got to pull and push that way and up. Magic. Look at that, a straight corner. That has to set for, I'd say, if you grab the camera, I'll show this part. See, now right here, I have an imaginary corner. If I touch this right now, it's just going to fall off. So we can do two things. I could move that corner to the other side, which we will do. And then I'm going to put a thin coat over this because something's got to give, guys. When you got a wall that's almost true and plumb, and this part's out a little further than this, I got to build this up a little bit, but I still got to get this texture right. This is smooth as glass. This is not smooth as glass. This is a dash finish. A dash finish is thrown on or blown on. Or can I get a dash finish with this sand? Of course I can. I'm a professional. So Jay's you're probably not going to see this part. He's going to put the camera back on the tripod. He's going to hold the 2x4 right here, and I'm going to finish this up right here with this little bit of mud we got. Then I'll show you how we float it all in to bring out the sand or aggregate to match this finish. All right, guys, what we did was we had some serious mud, meaning it was quite heavy. And now what we've done is added a cup of water, about a coffee cup, and we've loosened it up so I don't have to use so much muscle to put it on. I got skill for days and muscles limited. We still got a whole day of work we got to do, so I can't burn out too soon. So right here, I've got to go over this cementitious finish, which is going to suck it up immediately. Then I'm going to go over the weldcrete, which is a bonding agent. It's not going to suck it up as fast, but it's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure to achieve what I want to achieve. And that is, I got to match this finish. How could I match a sandy finish with stucco that has no sand? Answer is, it can't be done. So, I have to add another. Here I got about 1.5 inches. Here I only want 1/8. Just enough to bring out the aggregates. I match this right here. So he's down here. And now I'm just straightening it out. The float is going to do the rest. What's a float? Well, you'll see it in a minute. It's usually green, yellow, black, doesn't matter the color. It's like a indoor sponge, but it has a handle on it. And the handle allows me to grab it and bring out the aggregate. This is aggregate, guys. It's rocky aggregate. We got a few. It's been raining a lot, guys. And sometimes when these bags get wet, we get them from the material yard. They got a few rocks in it. A few rocks just makes our job a little bit more exciting. And you guys want to try this, you can do this. You put your hawk right here and go straight up. Well, they make wing tools. A wing tool is something you just pull straight up and it has like a wing and it fixes that. So right where I did that boo-boo, I gotta fix it now. How will I fix it? I'll put a little bit here, blam, and pull it here. Or I'll put this here and pull it and make another corner. Okay, now that that's done, I got to do the top, which I need to be in my own way. Once I do this top, I'm going to float this, and I'll show you guys how to float it on the bottom because I'm going to be in I'm going to be in my own way, let alone for you guys to see it. What we're doing now is I skim this wall right here. I have to skim it at least 1/8 of an inch. Otherwise, how am I going to get this texture here? So, funny thing happened. I wish we caught it on video. I had this little sawed-off ladder right here on top of here and here. And I moved, and the ladder fell. I fell with it, And I've been telling my baby Judy for years, baby, I'm like a gazelle. I fall, I don't get hurt. I tore this whole corner off. And I fell down, and Jay came around. The owner was like, damn, you all right? I thought, yeah, I'm all right. But I had to rebuild this wall right here because I thought, save your butt. And I grabbed this to hold myself. Anyway, guys, if you got holes like this, always put the paper, cut it so you can see the hole. Anyway, that's another story. Okay.
Clear, I did cut it.
Anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm bringing out the aggregate. The aggregate is a fancy word for sand. Now, I've got to match this sand. This originally was a dash finish. How do you get a dash finish, guys? I know this is a little bit too much information, too TMI. You get a dash by taking wet stucco and you throw it like that. You throw it on the wall. But this 100-year-old house has been painted, 25 times. So when you paint a dash finish, you soften it. So now with this sand I'm using here, which is kind of heavy, it'll match. It'll match as close as it can, guys. I mean, there's only so much magic we can do. How hard is this wall where I just now grabbed it to hold on so I wouldn't kill myself? Let's see. Kirk's the best. Now that's right here I'm real thick, and right there I'm dang thick. Okay, so what I want to do is in order to bring out the aggregate and not yank this whole corner out because it's a phony corner. It's not going to be set till another hour. I'm taking it inwards and upwards. What happens if I take it, say, if I pull it this way? I'll pull the whole corner out, guys. That's just gravity, so don't do that. Anyway, I'm finishing this off. And like right here where you guys can't see, take this mud right here and drop it downtown. And now I take the float. This is called a green sponge float. And it's just like a float for, say, or a sponge you wash your dishes with, except it has a handle. I showed how to do this, and I actually took a shoe off and did it. But of course, it wasn't a tennis shoe. It was a so-called dance shoe that had a cork on one side, and you just float it like that. Anyhow, that's about as far down as I want to go on film. Now, remember this, guys. For a corner here, if you want it to look straight, and I can look at this. I'm just using my eyeball now. I'm taking it this way, upward. Taking it this way, upward. This is protruding. I'm pulling it back, and I'm always going in an upward motion. What happens, again, if I go this way? I pull the whole corner out. That's what happens. How many corners have I pulled out? A few thousand, guys. That's how we learn. We learn by our mistakes. And I've been doing this too long to continue making those mistakes. I actually have a lot of time today. I almost want to show you what would happen, but not that much time. Anyway, my name is Kirk. Jason's on the camera. We thank you guys for watching, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, folks, we want to thank you for watching how we do things in the stucco and plastering world. We really enjoy your questions and comments, so if there's anything you want to learn about that we can show you, please let us know in the comments. And as always, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.